has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I've bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Man shot himself. Poor guy. But, anyway, welcome everybody to, new playthrough that I'm doing on my channel of Darkest Dungeon. Because I've attempted to beat this multiple times and I've never done it. I've only gotten so far, so I guess this is like a semi-blind playthrough. Because I only got to the first boss, I think. And even so, it's been a long time since I played this game, but I want to finish it. And, so yeah, let's, go ahead, select campaign, let's click letter to begin. We got all the DLC we're gonna turn on, except we're not gonna do the Butcher Circus anyway, because no one plays that, so we're just gonna turn off the Butcher Circus. So that looks good. And we'll just hit the check mark. And we are going to play with the Crimson Court, because why wouldn't we play with the Crimson Court? If it screws us over, then it screws us over. Let's start campaign. We are going to play on the darkest difficulty, which is the recommended setting for the game. So it's not too hard, but it won't be too easy as well. We'll type this as YouTube Run. Enter. And click on it to start playing, and we will get a little intro cutscene.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Well, I sure hope so. So anyways, it's gonna load in the first part of the tutorial, which is fine. I could use a refresher. It's been a while since I've played. Let's click to continue. Okay, I do remember how to do this, so I'll move forward, backward. Typically moving backward is going to raise your stress level, I remember that. Let's see. Rooms. We're going to click the next room over.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path.
Yep, no
The
problem.
hamlet is just ahead.
We're gonna go forward. Get
Dispatch
a little
this
battle.
thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Remember that. Okay, so we got our first little tutorial battle against a brigand here. Decimus is going to go first. I guess we'll do open vein, because it does bleeding damage. But he's a human, so he's... Even if you can see down there under his resistances, he's only got a 20% bleed resistance. So he's got a good chance of getting the bleed status, which he did. So now he's going to take extra damage every time it's his turn. Oh, we dodge. Very nice, very nice. And then we'll just do the basic smite attacks. Gonna do 6 to 12, so if it hits, it's going to guarantee.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
We got loot, 1,000 coins. Very good. Let's keep going. We ran into a tent, yeah, blah blah blah. I know how to interact with stuff, so we're gonna interact with the tent.
A
Get
fortune
another 100
waiting to be spent.
Okay.
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
Thank you, ancestor. Okay. So we're gonna go into here. And
An
we're gonna
ambush.
get
Send these vermin a message.
a boss
The
battle.
rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
Tutorial boss battle, where we got the brigand bloodletter, who's the big guy we gotta beat, and then we've got a little guy with the gun back here. We'll use Dismas to try and attack the guy in the back. He's gonna be
Obliterated.
annoyed without a crit on him. So don't have to worry about him anymore. Stunning blow, kind of useless on him because he's got 50% chance to resist stun. That's pretty high. So we're just gonna smite him. He's gonna shoot us. Ooh, our position's got moved around. That's not terrible though. Dismiss can only do this. That's what we're gonna do. And then we're just gonna smite with Raynal. Punishment. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Cause some stress. We did resist bleeding. We're going to open vein again. Doing 8 damage. Very nice. So even if we don't kill him here, he's going to have a bleeding on his next turn.
A monstrous size has no intrinsic merit,
That's a very good tutorial.
unless
Usually I take
inordinate
more damage
exsanguination
than
be considered a virtue.
that. So we got 775 gold and 2 jade. So we're going to take that. And this is basically just telling us that if we want to just leave a dungeon that once we've completed the quest in the dungeon, we can do so. Or we can continue adventuring. That chest I'm not going to pick up because it's actually booby-trapped. That's one of those dev pitfalls that they put in this game that most people fall for on their first time, and you won't fall for it ever again. So I'm not going to. Actually, I think it can be opened if you are lucky enough to get a key, but we didn't get a key, so we're just going to return to the hamlet. Okay, then it's going to tally up all our rewards. So this was all the stuff we got during the quest down here. So we collected an additional 2,685 gold on top of the 5,000 for the quest rewards, so that's good. No heirlooms collected, which is expected. Here we see if we got any bad status effects or good status effects on our guys. So they got 2 resolve XP. I think that just means their XP into their level stats, so not a whole lot, so they're both level 1. And Dismas is the only one that gained a trait, so was it good or bad? Let's unlock it and see it was good. Quick draw, plus 4 speed on the first round. Okay. That's pretty good. I was thinking it was going to be a bad trait. So we're going to go to the hamlet now.
Welcome home, such as it is.
And
this squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Okay, so this is just showing us what happened, so we don't really need to read any of this. You could look at the quest goals, but yeah, we'll kind of figure that out as we go, right? So this is the hamlet. This is where you go in between dungeon runs to do all kinds of various things that we'll see as we play the game. But it wants us to check out something, so let's check out the graveyard.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
So this is where we can go to see any of our fallen heroes if we lose them. Haven't lost anybody yet, so it's empty, and hopefully it can stay relatively empty throughout the game. But I know with this game that's not going to happen. We are going to lose people at some point or another. That's just inevitable. There's a nomad wagon here where we can buy
trinkets and charms,
which are
gathered
just
from all the
buffs
forgotten
that
corners of the earth.
And they're very expensive. You know, we can see upgrades here. We're not going to do that. And then here's a part of the DLC that we're not going to be touching for a while, so we're just going to ignore that. Ancestors' Memories.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
It's just where we can re-see the prologue videos and any cutscenes and stuff that we've want to replay, and we can see like what we've completed and stuff from here. And then the last thing for now is the stagecoach. So we go to this.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
And the stagecoach is where we get new heroes. So at the beginning you only get to choose from 2. You got the Vestal and you got the Plague Doctor that you take. So we're gonna take Valoniz, I think is how you pronounce that.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
And we're gonna take Mowbray, our Vestal, who's
A
going
sister
to be our
of battle,
healer.
pious and unrelenting.
And then we're gonna upgrade the stagecoach to increase the number of available heroes to 3. And we're also going to increase the size of our roster potential heroes we could have to from 10 to 32.
Great heroes can be found even here, in the mud and rain.
So like as you can see down here, these little things are heirlooms. These are things we need to collect during dungeon runs that will help us upgrade various buildings and stuff throughout the game. So as you can see, to upgrade to the second level here to get 4 heroes available each time we come back to the hamlet, it needs 8 deeds and 10 crests. And if you look down here, we only have 4 deeds, so we don't have enough to upgrade anymore. So we will just exit from this, and there's really nothing else to be done here. As you can see here, that was a bit of a late pop-up. So we're just going to hit embark, and we're going to go on
A
our
mecca
first dungeon.
of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
Okay, so we're going to do our first dungeon run, in which we need all 4 of our characters. So we're going to go ahead and put our Plague Doctor in 3rd position, and we're going to go ahead and put our Vestal, who's our healer, in 4th position, which is just the typical beginning setup. If we right click on everybody, we can see all their stats. So Reynold has Warrior of Light, which is a good trait. He's going to get 10% damage if the torch level is above 75%, and I'll explain what the torch level is when we go into the dungeon. But he does have 2 negative traits. He's got God-fearing, so in town he'll only pray for stress relief, so we can only put him in 1 spot for stress relief. And then he's got Kleptomaniac, so he's prone to stealing items, which is very, very annoying, because when we find interactables in the world, sometimes he has a chance of interacting with them before we can get there, and he will take all of the items from them, and we will not get any of it. And it always happens to me on the first dungeon run, never fails. So we're going to be prepared for Reynold to be stealing some stuff from us. Then we got Dismas, and Dismas is our highwayman. He's our ranged guy. He's got a lot of good quirks. He's got 15 stun resistance, 2 speed, and plus 4 speed, which we got just the last dungeon. 4 speed on the first round. And then he's a known cheat, so he's not allowed to gamble in the town. And gambling is another way of stress relief in this game, so he can't do that. Then we have our Plague Doctor. There's a Warrens Explorer, so 10% scouting chance in the Warrens. Warrens is just one of the different dungeons you go into. They're also Hippocratic, so 20% healing skills, which is very nice. I think they got a healing skill right here. If they do, we can make that better over time. They have a quirk of Mercurial, minus 5% virtue chance. I don't remember what virtue is, so we'll have to see what that is when we play. And love interest, so in town they'll only go to the brothel for stress relief. We got a lot of people that'll only do certain things for stress relief in town, which is not the greatest. I'd like to get rid of those in the sanatorium at some point. Our Vestal has plus 10% damage melee skill, has enlightened, so in town we'll only meditate for stress relief. And then weak grip, so she's got minus 5% crit in melee skills, which is fine because she's going to be in the back line most of the time, not doing any damage anyway with melee, so that's perfectly fine bad quirk to have for her. So at the beginning, we only got one place to go, which is in the ruins. This is the second tutorial dungeon. It's set up the same every time you play it, and then every other dungeon you do after that is randomly generated. So this says, test yourself in the mad realm of your fallen ancestor. Take note of how the creatures have taken over, but don't delve too far. Oh, we're gonna delve, baby. We're gonna delve. Okay, and then we've got our rewards. We're gonna get 3,000 gold for completing this, 4 crests, and a health stone, which is a trinket we could put on somebody that's going to give 10% max HP to the user, but -1 speed. So probably good on Dismas since he has a lot of bonus speed, right? So that'll be good on him. So let's continue on. So the next step is to go to the provision stage.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
So they recommend we take 8 food and 4 torches starting off. Now we're gonna take a little more than that, so we're gonna actually take 10 food, right? And we're gonna take 6 torches. And you typically don't want to spend more money. As you can see, we're spending money to buy this stuff, and you typically don't want to spend more money than what the quest is giving you in money, or else you're not really gonna make a whole lot off of each dungeon run, money-wise. We're also gonna bring a bandage. We're gonna bring a key and 2 shovels, because we're gonna need these things, okay? So we've spent quite a bit of money. I do wish this game they would show you how much you've spent in total. Like, you could always do the math, but I wish you didn't have to. So we're just gonna click embark and go ahead in our first dungeon. See how this goes. Could go one or 2 ways. It could go really good or really bad, depending on our luck. So we're gonna hit the map, and our goal is to explore 90% of the rooms. So we literally explore everything except for one area. So we're gonna explore all of these except for this one right here, because it's just a curio. Or I think it's actually a statue. Yeah, it's a statue. It doesn't really give much unless you have a certain item, I think. So we're not even going to bother with it. So we're going to move to the first room, and in between rooms we have to go through hallways, which can have good or bad things in them, depending. So here we're going to run into a thing that has a torch in it.
Waiting to be spent.
So the torches are good because we have this light up here, this torch light, and it's going to go down as we move through and explore the dungeons. And the more the torch light goes down, the more bad things can happen. Well, not really. It's just, it makes enemies harder, essentially, and gives you debuffs. But the benefit of the torchlight running lower is you get more rewards from fights. So there's a benefit to going with less light. Though I'm not going to do that. We're going to try to keep the light up as much as we can in this run. So we're just going to hit T to bring that torch light up, go into our first room. And we've got our first fight against two skeletons. Skeletons, they are resistant completely to bleed because they're skeletons. So they got a 200% bleed resistance, so open vein would not be good on them. So let's just do Grape Shot Blast, which could potentially hit both of them, but it does only have a 75% chance to hit. But we'll take those shots. And we got a 3 and a 4. We'll use Noxious Blast on the guy in the back, because unholy enemies are very not resistant to blight, which is basically the same thing as bleed. It's like a poison. It does effectively the same thing as bleed, where it does damage to them on their turn. We got the Vestal who can heal, or we can do a range damage. There's no point in healing, so we may as well try to do some range damage here on the first. And at Reynold's turn, we do have a Zealous Accusation, which can hit both of them. It's only got an 85% chance of hitting them. But I think we'll try it.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
So we're going to take the 750. And let's check this. An unlocked strongbox. So we don't need the key for this because it says it's unlocked. So let's just grab. Okay, so it was good.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles,
and some gold in it.
paid for in blood.
That was nice. Let's move to the second room. So we're gonna go here. We are blocked
Even
by
the
some
cold
rubble, so
stone
this is why
seems
we
bent on
brought-
preventing passage.
This is why we brought the shovel, so we can dig through these things, because if we have to dig by hand, it causes a lot of stress on your people, and you don't want stress on your people. Stress is the little white pips under their health bar. As you can see, we've got a little bit of stress on most people right now. And sometimes if you walk in a dungeon, they'll just randomly lose stress, because especially when the lighting starts to go down. So we ran into our second fight. They are guarding the door to the next room, so we gotta beat them in order to get into the room. Okay. So the cultist acolyte in the back is going to be very annoying. So let's try to hit her. 73% chance to hit her, so not good chances, but we're gonna. Okay, we got 9 damage. And then we're gonna try to do plague grenade on her for 83%. Okay, so that will kill her next turn, right? 4 damage per round for 3 rounds, and she's only got 3 HP, so yeah, when it comes to her turn, she'll die, which is good because the cultist acolyte likes to do stress damage, and it's really annoying, so it's better to take her out as soon as possible. Let's do Judgment on one of the front guys. Let's do it with the guy with the lowest HP. Okay. At 5 damage, is pretty good. And we can try Zealous Accusation again. Only 85%. And anywhere from 3 to 7 damage to both of them. We're gonna
Press this advantage.
we got it.
Give them no quarter.
This is just explaining corpses. So basically,
Slowly,
corpses will
This is how a
disappear
life is taken.
and just take up space, which will make it harder for you to hit people further back. And if you hadn't noticed, certain abilities can only hit people in certain slots or work from certain distances, right? So, for example, open vein, you can only hit the first two enemies, and then you've got something like pistol shot that can't hit the front enemy, but can hit the second, third, and fourth place enemy. And then you have something like grape shot that can only hit the first three enemies in a row, but it hits all three of them, right? So that is a thing to think about when you're attacking. Now this guy doesn't have much health left, and open vein is not going to be good as far as the bleed damage goes, but it does almost guarantee a kill just off its base damage. It's going to do 4 to 8 damage. Okay, so he's only got 5 HP, so we got a high chance of just straight killing him here. So
Continue the onslaught.
Exactly.
Destroy them
A journal
all.
page and 2 busts, which are special resources. We need to upgrade things back at the hamlet, so we'll take these. Let's read the journal page. Journal of Darius Highwayman, 2 of 6. Day 4. The road to this damned hamlet was a tricky one, both to find and to travel. When it revealed its ruined face, I swore I had never seen such neglect. Some buildings collapsed, and uncaring residents fidgeting uselessly. I went swiftly to the tavern. Others with similar interests had gathered there, and I was assembled into an expedition. We leave at first light on the morrow. So, apparently, other people have tried to come back here and do exactly what we're doing. So that leads us to believe, obviously, we weren't the first people to receive a letter from our ancestor to come back and try to clear out the hamlet. Let's hit T to put our torchlight back up and go back into this room. And it's empty. So we're just going to move on to this room up here, which has a treasure chest in it, I think. If I remember correctly, Reynold's probably going to steal from this. No, he's not. He's going to let me have it. Thank you, Reynold. Through kleptomaniac bullshit. We're going to hit T. And go into this room. This has a treasure chest in it. And enemies. Curio room is always in there. We've got the cultist brawler and the cultist acolyte, which are both humans, so they're both going to be not resistant to bleed. So let's just hit the cultist brawler with that, because he's going to be a problem as well. He's going to do bleed to us. Incision. Bleed 100% chance. That's good, but I don't think it does a lot of damage. Oh, 4 to 7. But I want to put light on the cultist acolyte. Oh, she resisted. That sucks. Let's do judgment. And we will do smite. I think we'll just do smite on the skeleton. Okay, there's judgment. There's the stress damage. Need 19 stress, that really sucks. That hurts. Okay, does Musashi attack?
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Of course, she pushes back Reynold 2 spots. Okay, well, since this is in the front now, we can just go
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
And then we've got Noxious Blast. Well, we could just do Incision.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Let's do some healing on this. Yeah, I know my hero is bleeding. Ray will move back up a slot, so he's not completely useless. This was back, so everybody's in their spot that they should be in. Let's try to fight into it again. She should get the blight this time. Oh, she's gonna pull. Okay. Let's heal. And Rain now will attack this corpse. So it brings her up one. Dismiss will try and shoot her for 73%. She dodged. Yep, figured. And then we will do Incision. So she's just dead. Cool. And we got
A trifling victory,
gold bar that's worth 200.
but a victory nonetheless.
And 550 gold. So we're getting some good rewards. Let's rearrange everybody. Okay, now we're in the proper positions. We've got this heirloom chest, which is locked. Well, I guess it's not locked, right? But you've got a better chance of getting stuff that's worthwhile from the chest when you use a key, the heirloom chest, than you do without using it. Because without using it, there's a high chance of getting a trap. So we're just gonna use a key.
If only treasure
And
could
you actually
staunch
get
the flow
extra
of
stuff from using the
otherworldly
key
corruption.
on these. So we got a ruby, which is worth 1,250 gold, which is good. We got some onyx that's worth 500, which is good, and a bunch of crests, which is very nice. So we're gonna keep going here. We're gonna move to this room right here. Usually there's a trap right here. I don't see one. There it is. I
Cruel
didn't
machinations spring to life with a singular purpose.
Okay, probably because the lighting's low or torchlight's
In
low.
radiance,
Let's bring
may we
that
find
back up.
victory.
And we got an empty room, so let's move to this room here. Oh, Reynold doesn't steal. Very nice. So 6 food, 2 busts, and some crests. That's cool. Let's have Reynold eat some food to gain some health back. Let's just eat all that food we gained. Oh, then we have an extra slot. Oh, and our company needs to eat anyway, which is why you bring food, because sometimes they'll get hungry. And if you don't feed them, they'll lose stress and they'll lose health, and it's just really bad. So let's hit our torchlight again, since we got 3 torches. And we got another empty room, so we got one more room back here. This is actually a boss fight, so let's go fight that. Use our shovel on this. And let's go do a boss fight with just a little torchlight. And we got surprised. That sucks. So they get to go first, and they rearrange our guys. Okay, so dismiss. You're gonna try to shoot this bone career because he's really good. Yeah, we got the hit. Let's move Flames, Valor, Cyrus, no, maybe still back. Let's do Judgment on the corner. Okay, we missed. That hurts. That hurts. try stunning blow this guy since he's only got 25% stun. We dodged. Yeah, of course. No, we dodged again, so that's nice. Let's see. Let's put you back where it should be. Let's heal. Let's try to hit all three of these. Everybody dodged, and there was a miss. So that sucks. I was really hoping the bone crew. They're all going. Okay. Reynold, why don't you just try to take out this guy? No, not quite. And then we're going to hit them back to the light. Hopefully they both get blighted. So
The slow
finally the
death,
bone crew.
unforeseen, unforgiving.
Okay. Let's try hitting all three again. Okay, we actually got this one. Let's heal this.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
That sucks. Let's try taking this guy. Wow, 1 HP short. First he pushes this was back and stuns him. Let's strike lightning. And let's heal this one again. 7 damage. Ouch. Then we'll just hit this once because the guy in the front is going to die.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Put it back to it. We're just going to slash at you. Okay. And we got a lot
Foolish
of
horrors.
emeralds.
Brought
that are gonna
low
give
and
us,
driven into the mud.
750, some more gold, a holy water, and some more. Well, I guess this is citrine, right? And then this is gold. It's 350 gold. Take everything. And then that's quest complete. So we completed our first dungeon. We took a lot of damage and stress damage, which isn't the greatest. So we've got nothing else to do here. So let's just return to the hamlet. Oh, there was a chest there. God damn it. Okay. Oh, I missed that chest. I completely didn't see there was a chest there. I had keys. I could have got more stuff, but that's okay. We got a lot. We got almost $5,000 worth of stuff, and on top of our $3,000, then just a bunch of stuff here. Unfortunately, no beads, but we got a ton of crests, so that'll be good. We'll need those later. So next is, oh boy, 3 personality quirks we got. So let's see, Reynold, what did we get? Ooh, Hylomania, obsessed with material things, on top of his kleptomania. Very nice. Okay. Now Dismas has material. And Valones has Risk Taker, plus 10% damage, but minus 10 dodge. Yeah, that's not the greatest. So we're gonna return to town.
The tents are pitched,
And this is
banners
just
fly,
telling us that,
and the corpse wagons
negative
stand at the
quirks
ready.
can become severe.
The circus has come to town.
This is talking about the Butcher Circus, which is weird that it's enabled because I disabled it, and you all saw me do it. So I don't know why it's still a thing. So here's our activity log, and now we're back at the hamlet. We have 2 new buildings for stress relief. We got the tavern here.
Fresh kegs, cards, and
we
curtained
can go to
rooms
and do a
promise
couple different
solace
things
to the
here.
weary and broken alike.
And then we have the Abbey.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The Abbey calls to the faithful.
What did she do? Can only meditate for stress relief, and she's pretty high up there on the stress. Let's see who we have in the stagecoach. So nobody that heals. That kind of sucks. What are you looking like? Antsy. 20 stress when idle in town for a week. That sucks. There's 20% healing received. That also sucks. She's got Warren's Adventure and +2 speed and +5 dodge, so I think we'll take her.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
Let's see the Abomination. Ooh, he's got slow reflexes, -1 speed. That's not terrible. It misses the spot, -2 crit. So these really aren't that bad. These two. He's got quick draw, so 4 speed on the first round. So we're gonna take him.
Tortured and reclusive. This man is more dangerous than he seems.
And we've got Corian. Corkin? Is that a C or E? I can't tell. But the Shield Breaker. I'm not the greatest at using the Shield Breakers from what I remember. Nervous Bleeder, so -10 accuracy while bleeding. That's not good. And they got the yips, so -5 accuracy just normally. But does have Manslayer and On Guard. I don't like these two traits, so we are not going to take this person. So yeah, we've got some more people to take during our next dungeon, but we are gonna throw Mowbray into meditation to lose some of that stress she's got, which means we're not gonna have a healer next dungeon, so that's gonna be really tough. But we're gonna end it here. That's where we're gonna call it. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we can survive the darkest dungeon. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. See you later, guys.